Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable, the Associate Professor Dr. Mazura Muhammad from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, Malaysia. The Honorable Mrs. Muhimatul Ifadah MPD as the Dean of Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture. The Honorable Mr. Heri Dwi Santoso M. Hum as the Head of English Literature Study Program. The Honorable Mr. Dodi Mulyadi as the Head of English Education Department. The Honorable all of the lecturers of Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture and all of the participants. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Anissa as the master ceremony for today. Welcome to visiting lecture by Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture in theme Linguistics, Challenges and Opportunities in EFL and ESL for Remote Teaching and Learning. So now, let me share to you the agenda for today. The first agenda is opening. The second agenda is listening to Indonesian National Anthem and Mars Muhammadiyah. The third agenda is welcoming speech from the Dean of Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture. And the fourth agenda is delivering material from the keynote speaker. The next agenda is question and answer session. And the last agenda is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the first agenda, which is opening. To open this agenda, let's recite Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now let's jump to the next agenda, which is listening to the national anthem of Indonesia Raya and Mars Muhammadiyah. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Kindly be seated. The next agenda is welcoming speech from the Dean of Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture, Mrs. Muhimatul Ibadah. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Nisa. Terima kasih, Mbak Nisa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ibu Mazura, welcome. Selamat datang. We are very happy to have you here today after some short conversation and communication. Hopefully that you are healthy and all of our friends they're also healthy. Ibu, as we have some agreement and also some communication, we are very happy to have you here to share your perspective in a kind of English as second language and also English as a foreign language in this remote learning and teaching. We believe that our enthusiastic students will be very glad to have you to see how your perspective will have a kind of large overview how that in Asia, in over the world, people is changing, but some of the philosophy is not changing as we discussed before. We do really thank you that you can join with us and our rectors and the greeting and also the appreciation for your willingness to have time with us. And also we have some from Mobility Center also join with us. And also we have some, the head of study program. We have Pak Dodi from English Education, and also as the moderator, your moderator later on, we have Pak Heri here as the chief of from the English literature. So we believe that we will have enjoy moment. We will enjoy your sharing, and also we have already agree and we will continue this collaboration in many academic things and many so on. Or actually, I need to say that we have already prepared the budget because we believe that we can meet this year, but I think we can delay also in next year. We can also continue our collaborations. Well, I think that because our students are very enthusiastic to have this visiting lecture. We can continue our communication after this occasion, and I think we cannot wait for any longer. Gitu ya Pak Dodi ya. Pak Dodi is very also happy to welcome you. Well, I think that's from me. Thank you so much. Welcome to our occasion. I cannot say welcome to UNIMUS because we will have the same visiting here, and we do really thank you. We do really hope that you also enjoy this moment. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mrs. Muhimatul Ibadah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the main agenda, that is delivering material from the Associate Professor Dr. Mazura Muhammad from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, Malaysia. And the moderator will be Mr. Dodi Mulyadi. So, please listen carefully and don't forget to prepare your question for Q&A session. Give applause for the speaker. So, Mr. Dodi, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, everybody, everyone, my students, Honorable, the Dean of Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture, and then Honorable to the speakers for Dr. Mazura. Thank you for your times, and Honorable to all the lecturers in our faculty, and then also I would like to say thank you for all beloved students especially in faculty and foreign language cultures, for your times, your participation in this occasion. Um, First of all, let us thanks to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, because of His blessing we are able to come here online to join in this meeting. Secondly, salawat and salam we deliver to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In this bright morning, I'm going to be your moderators. Welcome to the welcome to all participants to the international visiting lectures today. In this occasion, we have the topic in linguistic challenges and opportunities in English as second language and in English as foreign language for remote teaching English. Okay, before beginning the presentations, I would like to introduce about this topic. Actually, remote teaching, this is our condition today because of pandemic COVID-19. So we are uh, focused. We focus how to change our activity instructions to be the online teaching, and then all the students to be the remote students, but the problem still exists. Remote students still felt excluded from the class, the real class, and then they feel excluded because physically separated from face-to-face classroom, social interaction with the teachers, and then yeah, because of the missing of face-to-face classroom interaction, sometimes the problem also occurred dealing with the technical problem. So in this meeting, the topic will be very interesting, how to find out, investigate the challenges and opportunities in ESL, in EFL, for remote teaching English. Okay, now I will introduce about the speaker for this meeting, presenter. She is Dr. Majura, Associate Professor Dr. Majura Mastura Muhammad. Um, she is from Faculty of Languages and Communication, Sultan Idris Education University, Universitas Pendidikan Sultan Idris, Malaysia. She pursues PhD at the Lancaster University, United Kingdom. Her areas of expertise are teaching English as second language, corpus linguistics, language testing and assessment, and also policy research. In the past 5 years, she has secured various private and international research funding. Upon completing her doctoral study, she has also been given the responsibility to lead the various centers at the university, such as UPSI Research Lab and University Community Transformation Center, and Entrepreneurial Development and Graduate Employability Center. Currently, she is the Dean of Faculty of Languages and Communication at UPSI, Malaysia. Those are about the curriculum vitae from the speaker. Now, without further ado, we are going to listen from the Dr. Majura's presentation. So I would like to welcome the presenter, Dr. Mazura, to deliver the presentation. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay. Allow me to say out my salutation. Thank you to Ms. Chairperson. Thank you to the Mr. Moderator, and kepada Pak Yusof from the Mobility Center, the Chief of the Head of Study from English Education and Literature, all lecturers from Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture, Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang, and to all the beloved students there. My name is Mazura Mastura Muhammad, and I am a lecturer from Faculty of Languages and Communication, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Now, allow me to share you my presentation today. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
Majura, yes, we can see your slide.
Thank you, Dr. Wong. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Now, okay. Now, all right. Now, today, the topic that I'll be discussing is gauging students' learning, especially during the COVID-19 crisis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Mazura. Just call me Mazura, Dr. Mazura, anything would do. Okay, you can stop me if you would like while I'm presenting, or you can ask me questions at the end. Okay, anything would be fine. Okay, next. Okay, in my presentation, there will be 6 things I will be talking about. First, I would like us to sit down and ponder a bit on the current situation. Then I will let you know the reality that is happening. The first reality, the second reality, and then after that, I will be talking about the initiatives taken by the Malaysian government and our university during the in promoting the teaching and learning during the pandemic of COVID-19. Then I'll be talking to you about synchronous and asynchronous for all learning. For all the lecturers, this is normal. But since I am addressing a number of students, I think some definition is important. So I will give you some examples from my teaching as well as my colleagues' teaching, especially from my faculty, the best practices that we are initiating. And then after that, I will give you a word of advice on how to help you to survive in your teaching and learning during this pandemic crisis. Okay, now I will move on to the first slide. Okay, now something to ponder. Now, during the COVID-19, in our case in Malaysia, it started, the movement control order started in 18th of March 2020. Now, when that happens, everything shut down. Nobody is allowed to go anywhere, and the duration increased from 2 weeks, then extended and for another 2 weeks, then extended for another 2 weeks. Now, in terms of economic, that's another matter. But for teaching, since we are lecturers, for teaching face-to-face class, the classes, the semesters are on. So, however, our students are sent back. And with that, the face-to-face classes cannot be done, cannot be conducted at all. So this will be, when this happened, our normal traditional classroom teaching and learning processes are hindered. Okay, so we are given, for example, if I am teaching this, what do you call it, assessment in education, or if I am asked to teach grammar, English grammar. Now, previously, the students can come and see me. However, with the pandemic, with the crisis, the students are unable. We cannot deliver using the traditional method. So when that happens, I'm sure you are I'm sure you are I'm sure you know about this. So there is a shift automatically on the 18th of March. There is a shift. First, there's a shift in delivery. Teaching can no longer be done face to face. Teaching must be done remotely. Second, the shift of learning space. Previously, learning takes place in a classroom, in a normal classroom. However, now learning takes place in the confinement of their bedroom or a living area or maybe a space. And sometimes my student had to go to their car or their parents' car in order to go online with us. So there is also a shift of responsibility. Previously, the students are able to come and face to face with us and seeking our guidance. However, now there's a shift of responsibility because the students need to hold the main responsibility of learning is shouldered by the students and in some cases their parents. So the shift of responsibility is the students as well as the parents at home. Okay, now when this shift, three things happen, a lot of things needs to be changed. Okay, and some people feel that it is a hindrance, some people feel that is a challenge. However, in my case, it is a challenge that makes us better. Okay, so I'm not talking about the health, but I'm talking about the teaching and learning. Okay, next. Mhm. Okay, now reality number one. Now, in some cases, there are students who are who have at home, okay, because they are no longer in the university. At home, the students have laptops, and sometimes the students have PCs, personal computer, and sometimes they have the tablets. Sometimes they have the smartphones, and then they have a very comfortable learning space. That is one reality. So if we have this kind of students, we are considered lucky. However, ladies and gentlemen, there's another reality that we have to look into. There are, okay, allow me to share this with you. In Malaysia, there are some students who live in a remote area. Okay, now this is a student of mine. Okay, can you see the video? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
So this student of ours, we sent her going back to her hometown in this area, Sarawak. Okay, and I know this during the Kalimantan is also a part of Indonesia. So she has to travel by boat to reach first flight. First, of course, she has to take the flight, and then she will stop at Cebu. And then from Cebu to go to the Kapit, she has to take this area, this kind of transportation. Okay, so a team of our staff followed her when we were sending her back to her hometown. So this is the second reality, ladies and gentlemen. A reality that first reality, the students have everything, all the necessary equipment in order to make sure learning and teaching and learning process can be done in a very smooth manner. However, there are students who are living in a remote area, and then what do we do with these students? They have problems in terms of to be engaged in remote learning. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So when we realize that there are two types of reality that the students are facing, what the university did is we conduct survey, a student survey, and then and we have about 23,000 student enrollment. And then based on the survey, we realized that 500 students, about 2% of our students are affected. Okay, what I meant by affected means they do not have access of the internet. Okay, so so when that happens, so again we have two types of students: students who we can help in terms of their remote learning and teaching learning can occur, and then the other students who we need to guide them because they do not have the internet access. Okay, so this kind of things as an educator, especially as the dean, this is concerning to us. Okay, so what are the after the survey, uh, we supply the information to the Ministry of Higher Learning, and then the ministry, with the help of telco company, for example, in our, I do not know the telco companies in Indonesia, but for example, ours is like Maxis, Celcom. So the government requests that this telco company, this is the data provider companies with who are data providers, they have to assist our students based on the information that we provide. So that 2% of our students who are living in remote area, this telco company will be helping them to get internet access by building the, what do you call it, the tower, the reception tower. At the same time, we help the university as well as the government assist them with financial assistance. So students are given certain amount of money to help them with data. Okay, and our students were given about 500 ringgit to help them survive with the crisis. Data access from our university. For example, my university, my faculty, we gave them, each students who are affected, about 30 ringgit. And then based on that, they will be able to buy this data access, okay? And then we have this remote learning monitoring. So everything that is happening, we monitor their learning very closely. Okay, and the other one, if all these fail, we another initiative taken by the university is to give them pen drives. Pen drives, USB. So the students will be given pen drives. Inside the pen drive, we downloaded all the content, all the lessons that the students need to do for the 14 weeks. What they need to survive the 14 weeks of learning. Okay. Okay. Next. All right, now we are going to go for, based on the two realities. Now, the students who have everything, internet access, comfortable learning space, the tab, PC, or the laptop, synchronous learning can occur. Now, synchronous learning means learning that can happen in real time. Means, like, for example, what we are doing now is synchronous. I'm giving you a synchronous lecture. So it is online, happening in real time. With the students who are staying in remote areas, we have to help them because asynchronous learning needs to happen. And that means, in other words, learning occurs through online channel without real-time interaction. For example, if I am doing Zoom meeting or teaching right now, I have to make sure that I record my teaching and learning, and I will give them the access so that when they have internet access or when they are able to listen to my lecture. Okay, so if the students could not get this internet access, we have to make sure that we plan beforehand and give them my lecture in a, in a thumb drive. Okay, now this, do you understand the synchronous and asynchronous learning? Okay, real time and then not real time. So, okay. All right. Now, in our university, we believe in inclusive education. In other words, no one, no matter what, who you are, however difficult life is, you are not going to be left behind. Okay? So teaching materials needs to be given to them. The assignments needs to be guided. They needs to be guided in order to do the assignments. Quizzes needs to be done. The final assessment needs to be done. All these, no matter which reality, the first reality or the second reality, everybody must have the same types of material, same types of learning, no matter what reality that you are facing now. Okay? All right. Okay. Now, we have a lot of e-learning tools, okay, and for synchronous, okay, and synchronous learning. For example, I'm sure you have heard about Power Tool, this one for second animation, Kava, Jing. Jing is very interesting. And then GarageBand, Audacity, Flipbook. All these are learning tools that our university help or implement or install in order to make sure that remote learning occurs smoothly for our students. Okay, and then, okay, now with this crisis, the university decided that there's no final exam, there's no quiz at all. So instead, there are three types of final assessment. One of it is at-home assessment, and this is what do you call and then the other one is special project, or the other one is special task. All these is to help the students, what do you call it? Helps the students to survive with with the learning, with remote learning. Now, for your information, some private colleges, they decided to have final exam. Okay, they decided to have final exam, and I see that the students are having problems because the final exam will be conducted for 2 hours. And then within that 2 hours, the students need to complete their exams within the 2 hours. And when I look at how they struggle, and then when the university realized that this is the struggle, and then when that happens, when the students may have internet access problem. For example, if I decide to do final exam, and the time I give for them is 8 to 10 o'clock at night, in the morning. There are some students who have problems with internet access, and they cannot do the final exam. So when we realized that, we decided no final exam at all. Instead, we have to change into these types of things. So now what I'm going to share with you are some of the best practices or on how we conduct assessment for the students. Okay, all right. Now all our assessment, assignments, everything will be placed at My Guru. So My Guru is an LMS. It's like a learning platform, and I'm sure all universities have this LMS. For example, Sunway College, they have eLearn. Taylor's College, they have also uh, my my something, my learning space, they call it. Okay, so all mostly in Malaysia, we have this LMS or learning platform. Okay, in here, all the students can have access of the assignments, the assessments, everything. However, if the students have problems assessing this My Guru, we will come up with a WhatsApp group, a Telegram group, or a special account via Instagram or via Facebook in order to help them. So our assistants knows no boundaries, should not have boundaries. We must help our students to survive in their learning. Okay, so this is what we call inclusive education. No one is left behind. Hence, the responsibility of the teaching and learning falls on the lecturers to monitor them closely, on the students to make sure that they learn on their own, and probably some of their parents, okay, when they are staying at home. Okay. Other than that, I love to use Blend Space. Now, Blend Space, ladies and gentlemen, my darling students, is free of charge. Now, if you look at this, all you need to do is give them what do you call this? Your email address. Come up with your own what do you call this? Come up with your own password, and then everything is at your fingertips. So here I have created lessons for grammar. If I am teaching grammar, then there are my lesson was about adjectives, one of them. Okay, if I am teaching assessment, then my lesson will be this. All you need to do is give the students the link, and the students will be able to connect, and from there they will be able to learn or at their own space. So with Blend Space, you can upload anything from YouTube, pictures, okay, from and then from PDF, anything. So to me, if you would like to try Blend Space, it will be fantastic. Try Blend Space. It's free of charge and it's so easy to do. It's just that knowing how to monitor, okay, knowing take the time and explore. You need to explore, okay? All right. I also use podcasts. Okay, this one is my student Visa Lashi, and I asked her to read about how to construct true and false tests. So based on their reading, they have to do presentation. So instead of doing presentation with me face to face, they can do something different. I asked them to do their presentation using podcast. Okay, let me show, give a sample. Okay, how it is. Can you hear? Wait, Can you hear? Not yet. Please say yes. I was testing. Okay. Internet is slow. Okay. Ah, yes, yes, no, no,
No, yes. It's
not
not.
yet. Sorry.
Maybe you can open from the app directly, the podcast, instead of from your presentations.
Yeah,
Just
I
a
have it
check.
already. You just listen to their podcast. Okay. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, another use of podcasts would be, what do you think, students? If you would like to test them on their pronunciation, podcast could be one of the a way for you to test their pronunciation. Isn't that interesting? So all you need to do is give them the what do you call this? The proper guidance on how to create their own podcast. Okay, I'm going back again. Okay, so this is podcast. There's so many ways for you to use it. One of it is for me to do presentation, but the thing is you cannot look at their faces. So it is also excellent to teach pronunciation or speaking skills. And then if you have speaking elements that you need to test the students, podcast would be very interesting. And believe me, if you give them step by step, any students can do it. Okay, let's move on to another. Okay, another one is what we tried. This is what done by our colleague, Dr. Farah, and she utilized Google Drive. So all the students will be posting, sharing their documents via the Google Drive. And for your information, just like blank space, Google Drive can open Word, PDF, Excel, anything they would be able. Here, if you see in the Google Drive, the students share PDF, and then some of them use Word here, and then some of you use video. Okay, let me share with you this video, which to me is very interesting. And the most important thing is a group work. Okay, we have it. This is one of the assignment.
The video is right. Huh? Have you played the video, Dr. Majura?
Huh? Can you
Because
hear?
you can't hear the.
You cannot hear?
Yeah. So I think you can re-share
Okay.
by click the share sound here. Share sound.
Right, yeah.
Stop sharing and then share again by
This
checking.
one? Can you hear?
You know?
No?
Not yet,
Okay, okay.
ma'am.
No? Okay, let me. Not yet. Alamak.
I think you need to stop sharing and then share again
Oh, okay.
by clicking the share
Stop
sound.
sharing.
Stop sharing and then sharing a sound. Yeah, computer sound. Sharing computer sound.
Yeah. Okay. How do I do that?
You are still sharing your PowerPoint.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Stop video. Share. So how do I do that? Okay. Wait. Can you see?
I just see your PowerPoint.
Mika. I'm calling my. Okay. Datang kejap ya. Kejap ni. Sorry.
Okay, never mind.
I will do stop sharing first.
Stop sharing first and then share again by sharing computer sound.
Huh? Oh, when I tested it, it was okay. Stop sharing. Okay. So that's the remote control. Okay. Yes? Min, dia orang tak dengar, Zat tak boleh dengar I punya video. Macam mana nak tengok?
Video tu ada suara?
Ada.
Okay, now you can share again and then
Okay.
sharing your
Ni
computer
share
sound.
balik. Ni, mana kau dia kata sharing computer sound.
Buka yang video tu. Yang kata ada video tu.
Ni.
Okay, play.
Play. Ni kan buka ni dulu. Ni.
Mana yang video tu?
Ni.
Okay, play. Ni bawah tu kan? Okay, play. Suara dia.
Ada suara? Do you hear me? Can you hear?
Yes, but
Yes, ma'am.
the problem is in hyperlink.
Huh?
The problem
Do you
is
still?
in your hyperlink.
Oh, problem in my hyperlink. Okay,
Yes.
then I move on. Tak boleh dengar.
Dia orang tak dengar lah.
Hold on.
Tak kita dengar.
Dia kata sharing computer sound.
Zoom ni lah.
You can see your presentation while you play the audio or the hyperlink.
Okay, can you hear?
To know each other,
Yeah.
Yes.
environment,
Yes.
I'm going to start again.
leadership skills, and teamwork.
Thank you. Okay, this is a group work by the students.
Hello everyone and greetings to Dr. Farah.
Can you hear?
Our group is called Slay All Day and in
Are you
this
okay?
video we are going to
I can hear, but I
our
can't see the
icebreaker.
video.
Huh?
We
Yes,
can't
we can hear clearly.
Okay, thank you. Alhamdulillah.
Now let me tell you. It has ping pong balls. Want to know what it's called? Let's continue.
Sorry, Dr. Maju. Actually, it's not,
Coach,
but
Yes.
the video is not. Yeah, it's not clear. Yeah, it's not watched.
Okay, I will go on. Okay, so this is the video of the students, and then the most important thing is a group work. Even though they are in their learning space, they are distance are dividing them. They are still able to conduct or do the learning, and then and they can do it. Learning can be done, and the assignment can be carried out in their own learning space at their own pace. Okay, and Google Drive is one of the ways for you to use, and then it's quite versatile and it's quite flexible. Okay, now next one. Another famous way of another popular way of doing it is via YouTube. Oh my God. Okay, let's try this again. Whether we can do this or not. Okay, this is, are you okay?
Rindu.
Are you okay? Can you hear?
Aku rindu.
Video is not
Harian
playing.
dulu.
The video is not
Bangun
playing.
bersiap dan menaiki. Menempuh.
Okay, so this video is about they reciting their, what do you call it? They are reciting a poem, and then they post the videos in my colleagues' YouTube, and then here from here they are able to. This is another type of assignment. Okay, all right. Next one. Why is the video not playing? Okay, another example is the flip grid. Flip grid is very interesting because you are able to share a lot of things, and the teacher needs to just post questions, and here discussion can be done online, synchronously or asynchronously. Another equipment that you can use is also Padlet. Like for example, provide types of tests, and here are types of tests and examples. The students will post their their responses of my questions. And here they say define this test. So the students will post it accordingly. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, in this assignment using Padlet, the students this I am teaching last semester grammar. What I asked them to do is this is this is traditional teaching. Previously, I asked them to write something about themselves, and then after that, somebody will be another students will be checking their essay. Then after they check, they are required to do this
Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Dayan.
People cannot hear the video, is it? Still? Are you still cannot hear the video?
Yeah, we cannot.
You cannot even see.
Yeah, we only on the sound.
All then I will have problem. Okay. So the video of the students, you cannot see. Okay. In the students are required to write to tak boleh share video lah. Diorang tak nampak. Tak, diorang tak nampak video. Tak nampak langsung. Okay, so after that, I asked them to post a video and send it to me via my guru. Okay, so all my videos are not working. Okay, another one is project-based. So I'm going to share with you alternative assessment. I do not know this can be done also. Oh my God. This is, we send this to the ministry, and then the ministry, okay, can you hear this? Can you hear? No?
I can hear it, but I can see the video.
Mira?
If I were to say to go, no, right?
Go.
To go lah, like, you know, to go hard.
Buka Zoom kan? Buka Zoom dulu. Lepas tu baru klik. Ini Zoom. Ada Zoom tu.
Okay, let me ask my technician to help. Sini, cuba boleh tengok. Kenapa semua video dia tak tengok?
Slide tu kan?
Kalau slide dari mula.
Slide atas ni. Klik dulu, kau boleh share video mana kita nak.
Ya.
Video mana tadi?
So, that means kena buka satu-satu
Tidak je. Okay. Sekarang ni problem dia, Doktor share PowerPoint.
Okay.
So better pergi screen. Screen semua dah sepatutnya lah.
Hold on, help is here. Sorry.
Okay, so and then from you, Dr. Maja, your time is 10 minutes left.
Okay. Okay. Can we try this? Okay. Can you watch? Can you see?
Yes, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Finally, yay!
Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss.
Okay, this is
Mira?
okay. This is a project done by our students. It's a project piece.
Awak okey tak ni? Mira?
Aku okey je lah.
Mira?
Ada apa-apa soalan?
Awak okey tak ni?
Ada apa-apa soalan?
Aku okey je lah.
This is our lecturer, Encik Khairul.
Ada apa-apa soalan?
And this is done
Ada apa-apa
by
soalan?
our communication students about mental health and The assignment is about what social issues that you would like to share with others and how you want to relate the issues to the and we send this to the ministry, and then of course we limit it to 3 minutes, not more than that. Can you hear? And these are students' work.
Siapa sangka yang hanya kita nampak senyuman dia, gelak ketawa dia. Siapa sangka dan raut wajah dia yang hanya kita nampak senyuman dia. Pernahlah kata mereka gelak ketawa dia, depresi itu dan tak kelihatan raut wajah dia. Pernahlah kata mereka depresi itu dan tidak kelihatan. Kita perlu sedari apa yang berlaku, apa yang di sebalik wajah seseorang.
So Encik Khairul Azam is a lecturer, and these are ladies and gentlemen, our students. Okay.
Kesibukan sebagai doktor.
Okay, so slide share again. This. Okay.
Just 2 words a day, it would only take you around a month to learn them.
Okay. Now we are going to this. Where is it? Okay. Can you see me again? Okay. Now next. Okay. How the implementation of final assessment conducted. Now our final assessment is updated, upload.
No worry. Are you okay reading?
Yes. Can you see me?
Yeah.
No. The video? No video. My slide? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. No problem.
Okay. Fluster. Okay, wait. Okay, let's stop sharing this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I start sharing again. My PowerPoint. Okay. All right. Going back. Okay. So this is assignment, and then this is okay, and then Padlet, and then the assignment of the students. Again, the project base.
Assalamualaikum and
Okay.
good evening. My name
Whatever
is
it
Dayang
is,
and I
ladies
driving
and
the Awang Yusof.
gentlemen,
So
you
for my
must make
essay,
sure
my
a word of
partner has
advice
detected
is
two of
whatever
my
you
most
do,
common
you
error
have
that
to
I've
make
made.
sure
One is
the
punctuation in
guidance, you
compound or
must
complex
guide the
sentences, and
students
two, unsuitable word choices.
every step
Firstly,
of
I
the
have
way
noticed
in
that I
order
always
to make
forgot to
sure
put the
that they are
correct
able
punctuation
to
in common,
conduct their
compound, or
their
complex sentences.
assignments or
Specifically,
complete
I
the
always forgot
assignments.
to put commas. I
Secondly
always
is
use in,
monitoring.
but before or
We
after the
realize
word,
that
I
if
always forgot
without
to add a comma.
monitoring, after the
For those of
post-mortem
you
of
who don't
our
know, compound
post-COVID, we
sentences
realize some of the
are
students
consist of
are
two or more independent
lagging
clauses,
behind.
which means
So
each
when that
clause
happens,
could stand on their own as
we need
a
to
sentence.
conduct
And then
something.
for complex
Okay, something
sentences
needs to be
consist
done, an
of
intervention needs to be
one
done, and
independent
that's why we
clause
always
and
have a
one
WhatsApp
or
group
more
in order to know the
dependent
progress
clause,
of the
which means
students.
that
So
dependent
again, the
clause cannot
responsibility of the
stand
students.
on their own sentences because it will become incomplete.
Stop sharing
From
the
this
video.
error, I realized that I should recheck and reread my type of sentences I was writing before submitting. I should focus on my conjunction more and remind myself to put.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not things are not going well. Okay. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, when you are doing remote learning, proctoring is essential. There are cases whereby the students always cut and paste their assignments. That's why when we decided to have project-based, asking them to do videos rather than asking them to submit a report. Why? Because if they do report, then we need to make sure that you monitor proctoring. So we have various UniCheck, Turnitin, that the students need to submit their what do you call it, their report. They have to submit to the Turnitin or the UniCheck before they submit their assignment. Why? Because we must make sure that the plagiarism is controlled. Especially, okay, so remote learning, this is very important. So again, if we go back to the first one, again, guidance, that is crucial. Monitoring, so that we know the progress of the students, and proctoring will be to avoid what they call plagiarism. Okay, I think I have come. Okay, in our university, our level of doing proctoring is asking them to make sure that all their work is, they have to sign this form to ensure that their work are truly theirs rather than cut and paste from others or plagiarizing other people's work. So this is part and parcel of academic ethics. Okay, all right, that's it. I am so sorry with the technical problem. Okay, I am open to any question from the students as well as my beloved colleagues from Faculty of Foreign Languages and Culture.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Majura, for
Sorry.
informative and interesting talks for your presentation. Now let's go to the question and answer session. Please, okay, all participants, you will allowed to ask question directly by using the Zoom, or you can write down on the chatting. Okay, we are inviting you to give us some question or comment or suggestions. Please, is there anyone who want to ask directly by using Zoom? Okay, the dean, our dean, you want to ask you.
Well, actually,
Sorry.
this is not a question. This is a kind of, having some confirmations. If what is the biggest challenge for the lecturer over there? Because I think that as we have already discussed early in the morning, that both of us seems being trapped. Both of us, whether the lecturer and also the students. So, what is the in UPSI? What is the biggest challenge for the lecturer, and how we deal with that? How we to cope the conditions? What do you think? Thank you.
The shift of responsibility according to the students, the responsibility will be theirs. In terms of the lecturers, when it hit our university, it hit quite instantly, so immediately. The challenge is to shift immediately from face-to-face to remote learning. That's one. Secondly is to take immediate action in terms of administration, to take immediate action, making sure that all students are not left behind. And then based on our post-mortem, we realized that some students would switch on their videos, and then, but however, they are missing in action. That is one of monitoring is very difficult. That will be one of the challenges. So if the students are being teacher one day, and previously it's like ours is a blended learning. So there are some face-to-face and there are some online learning. However, with the crisis, it happens that everything must be done remote. Remote learning must occur no matter what. If not, the students will be left behind. So the biggest challenge is to switch immediately. Then after this, the lecturers are able to conduct their lesson because of the practice based on that happened in March. So the switch and then to prepare their lessons beforehand, and then making sure, and then instead of only teaching, monitoring, proctoring, and guidance needs to be doubled as compared to when they are face-to-face. Okay? All right. I hope that answered the questions.
Thank you for answering. I think there are three parts: guiding, monitoring, and also proctoring. That's I think it's very challenging, and also it is good terms, but it's very challenging to do by the teachers or lecturers. Okay, now I'm inviting the students. Please, is there anyone from the undergraduate students who participated in this Zoom meeting? Silahkan ya, adik-adik mahasiswa. We are inviting you. Halo, mahasiswa.
Yes, Mister.
Okay. Okay, please introduce yourself and then ask your question. Okay, please introduce yourself. And then, what is your question? Okay, here we have Anissa ya. Anissa from literature study.
Check. Good morning, Dr. Mazura.
Yeah.
Thank you for the informative talk. And I would like to ask as a student.
Okay.
In your presentation, you mentioned so many creative platform uh, to teach, yeah. And I think for me as a student, sometimes it is if there is so many platform. It is so hard for my phone. So yeah. So how you as a teacher deal with that, and how when the student has many technical problem dealing with many platform that used during the lecture. I
Yes.
think that's my question. Thank you.
Okay. What can I answer? Okay. Now, what happened today while I'm presenting is exactly what the students will be facing. Okay. Some of them, because of technical problems, some of them do not have suddenly the line broke down and they could not continue with the classes online. So, as a lecturer, we need to make sure that all our lectures must be recorded. Okay, and we will place or upload our teaching, our lecture, the recording of our lecture in My Guru. So if the students could not access the My Guru because of internet access, we will send it via WhatsApp group or the Telegram. Normally, Telegram will be better because it can a group of Telegram can hold more numbers as compared to WhatsApp group. Okay, so Telegram has more capacity. So for teaching purposes, has a backup plan of My Guru is a WhatsApp group or Telegram group. Okay, so this is for us. So as a lecturer, we have to prepare ourselves for all circumstances. Remember, there are two types of reality: reality of the students who have all, and the reality of students who have scarce. They do not have the privilege as compared to the first reality. So as a lecturer, we have to make sure that we prepare for both scenarios. So if the students are unable to cope, the students just need to approach us, and then we will try to guide them. And then the other thing about responsibility is the fact that there's no boundary. At 5 o'clock, it will end, because there are some cases whereby my students will have the internet access at 10 p.m. So she will be calling me after 10, because that's the only time there is a line for her. So we have to entertain and cater to their needs. So in other words, that will be a challenge for both for the lecturers. So there's no boundary. In fact, as a dean, I have meetings like 4 to 5 times a day, even online meetings. So that is one of the challenges. Does that answer you? And I know the students are struggling with a remote learning, but this is something needs to be done. That's why I said monitoring by parents is also crucial. For example, my nephew is learning online, and then she realized that the confinement of his bedroom is the learning space as well as sleeping space. So some students are unable to segregate or separate them, and then making them having difficulty studying, because their leisure space and learning space are combined into one. So these are the things that the students are struggling. I understand that.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Mazura.
Yeah.
It's really answered my question.
Okay.
So the key point, students uh, students are allowed to, for example, to ask the lecturers to record the teaching process, live
Yes,
teaching
record.
process. Yes, this can be alternative for the students who has a low connection, low internet, and some
Yeah.
problem with live meeting.
So with the recording, the students are able to listen to recording anytime. at their own space.
Yeah, of course, I agree. But however, can be the additional activity for the lectures after teaching. We need to upload, for example, like to YouTube, and then so I think this can be some cumbersome activities for lectures.
Yeah.
Good for
But
yeah.
it's just that the country, the nation wanted to move into online learning so much. So the crisis puts us into a situation that we could not do that. Okay, we've been talking about, oh, we have to do online. We have to make sure that everything is blended, but the students are able to come in. So the online push the limit and the boundary. So in some cases, there's a beauty of it. In some cases, there is not, there are challenges. But it's just that with this, we cannot say, we have to make sure that these challenges can be minimized so that learning can take place. Believe me, my students contacted me all the time, said, I want to come back, I want to come back, I miss the campus life. But the thing is, within this year, it's an experience. Everything, my motto is, every day is a learning process. So this is the learning process, and it is an experience that we have to endure. And at one point in time, you will look at it, even though you are stressful, at one point in time, in the future, you say, oh, I have gone through this experience before, and then kita bersyukur lah whatever that we have previously. Okay.
Okay. Is there any else from the other students, perhaps, or for the lecturers? Here we have some lecturers from Faculty of Foreign Language and Culture.
Assalamualaikum, Pak Dodi.
Oh, okay, Bu Testiana. Okay, Bu Testiana, please. Yeah, because I'm familiar with your voice.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Mazura.
Yeah.
I am Estiana from English Department, UNIMUS.
Yes.
I would like to ask about how can we, as a teacher, manage the students' autonomous learning when joining our online class?
Okay. Autonomous learning, that means they are taking responsibility of their own learning, right?
Yes.
That is where I call during my first slide, saying that students have the responsibility of making sure that their learning takes place at their own pace. So remote learning actually enhanced the autonomous learning. So they have to divide themselves. What do you call it? They have the responsibility. Like, for example, if this semester you have 5 classes and 5 classes, they have to they have to make sure that their teaching and learning can be done simultaneously, and then this is their responsibility. So to me, this COVID-19 pandemic crisis actually enhances autonomous learning. And if I can say, they have the freedom, but there is a good side and a negative side about this. Autonomous learning means that the freedom can be taken for granted, and autonomous learning also means they have the freedom to decide what time they want to learn something, how they want to do it, and where to find the information, making them more resourceful than others, because teachers are no longer at their site, so they need to be more resourceful. So to me, there's a positive and negative side of it. If the students are resourceful, this era of remote learning will make the students more creative. The same goes for keusahawanan. entrepreneurship. Some companies fail, but some companies mushroom because they shift from the old way of doing business to a new way of doing business. The same goes with the students as well as the lecturers. We go from traditional teaching to remote teaching, and we have become more versatile, more creative in our way of imparting our knowledge. So in terms of students, they have to be more resourceful. They cannot have, they have to make sure that they find information about and knowledge from various sources in order to help them. Previously, is always the lecturers. So autonomous learning, ladies and gentlemen, to me, is enhanced or propelled because of this pandemic crisis.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Masura. It's very, what is it?
But it's just
Amazing.
the way you look at it.
Yeah.
Always see the positive side. Don't look at the negative side. Yes, negative side is always there, but the positive side is you have the experience. You have another version of learning process.
Thank you, Dr. Masura. It's very amazing advice for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, always look at the positive side. Yeah, Dr. Majura said. That's a good point. Next one, Mr. Majura, I will read it, the question from the undergraduate students from Maria Ariana Eva. Miss, saya mau bertanya. Sorry, ma'am. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ariana. A question about talking about ice breaking in synchronous and asynchronous learning. It's very hard to make joke in online meeting like that. She said, I'm very busy to make ice breaking in asynchronous and synchronous learning. Maybe you can give me sample of ice breaking to interest students to make
students
interested in process of learning. Yeah, in the process of synchronous and asynchronous learning, how to make ice breaking or to make
ice breaking for the students.
What do you think about that?
Okay, I have given you a lot of platforms. For example, when I started, I have never met these students before, so I have to address them. How do I break the ice? Especially the students just came in and they are not known about campus life. And to make it worse is they have to do it remote learning. So there are lots of platforms like Padlet will be very good for discussion. When I said, okay, let's go, it's synchronous again. So synchronous, you can use Padlet, and then you can post questions. Okay, name two countries that begin with letter C, and the students will answer, provide their responses on the spot. That one is synchronous. So for so there are other platforms as well. Padlet will be very good for discussion or to start up, what do you call it, interesting discussion. Okay, what do you think about mental health? And then they will begin, I feel like this, doctor, I feel like that. Okay, or you can also start with giving them pop quiz. There are a lot of other, for example, Kahoot. They can do, what do you call it, online quiz. For example, if you have thought about grammar and it's about present tense, and then you give them questions and then they will answer on the spot, and then there will be competition going on. That one will be asynchronous. For that one will be synchronous. For asynchronous, it will be like a forum. You post question a forum, however, about themselves, and then write about 50 words about yourself in this. And you have to ask them to other students, 2 or 3 students to what do you call it, answer or respond to their friends. So that one could be asynchronous ice breaking for them. Okay, a forum. Okay, or a quiz like Kahoot. Okay. Okay. Somebody. Okay.
I can get the point. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
The,
Okay, this one.
yeah, yeah. Joking is very hard in online learning,
Yes.
but there is some point from you that in online learning, the teachers, the lecturers can use some
Platforms.
yeah,
And
assessment
it's free.
and then quizzes. Yeah, I think there's some alternative tools to improve the interesting activity in online. Okay, there is next question from Dewi Pujirahayu. The point is how to do the assessment in internship program, especially
Oh,
internship
yes.
school. What kind of assessment, what kind of evaluation is suitable for that internship? What do you
Okay.
think? Especially, what do you? Okay, the experience in Malaysia. What kind
Okay.
of assessment?
Like I mentioned to Ibu Ifa just now, some companies are still open. So students still can go online. Can not online, they can go face-to-face working environment. However, there are some companies, they limited their business hours, so they have to do work on what do you call it, at home, work from home, WFH. So again, how we assess the students. Now there are what do you call it, site supervisors who will be monitoring them, because they even if they are working from home, the site supervisors will be giving them tasks to be completed at home. So if they are able to complete the task, these are industrial requirement. For example, if the students are like for example, my students, they are requested to do working from home, and the site supervisor gave them task A, task B, task C, and to be complete. There is somebody who's doing online, what do you call it, helping with news. So they will be writing news for the companies, and then based on the task, the site supervisors will be giving them marks based on that. And for the lecturers, it will be the responses or the report from the site supervisors, as well as the daily report of the students. So in Malaysia, that's how we do it. The site supervisors will be, what do you call it, will be having a close networking and communication, a two-way communication between the lecturers and the site supervisors. So that's how we help the students in terms of internship. Okay.
Hopefully
I think it's the same.
Dewi Pujirahayu. Thank you for the question. The next one, we still have question from students. Her name is Putri Ardila. From all the media or platforms such as YouTube, Padlet, and others, which are more effective and attract students' attention, and which platform makes students more active and enjoy? Thank you.
Okay, which platform? If I have a quiz, Kahoot will be interesting. If I have a discussion, Padlet will be very interesting. If I want them to do remote learning or at their own pace, Blend Space would be fantastic. And then if you want them to do a project, YouTube YouTube will be fantastic as well. So it depends on what learning or what task you want them to complete. In terms of enjoyable, if you look at my students' assignment just now, which even though they are living in areas which are very far apart with distance that separate them. They are able to sit together. And the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a lecturer, never underestimate the capabilities of the students. We always think the students cannot do it, pity them. But if you give them proper guidance, and then they can do such a wonderful job. Okay, and the same goes as the video that we asked the students to conduct on mental health. For your information, we only gave them 5 weeks to complete that. And in a group, there are 5 students. Only 5 students doing. Look at the videography of the students. That means we were shocked by their ability or their product that it was beyond. So in other words, coming back to the question on autonomous learning, don't you think even though we are facing crisis, out from this crisis, gems are developed. We mold gems because when people push the boundaries because of the freedom they are given, and in the beauty of it, they become more creative. Okay, so never underestimate. That's what I learned when I get involved with students and their assignment. Never underestimate your students, but guidance is important.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully can answer the question. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, finally we come to the end of the presentation, can the end of the visiting, the lecturing. Now, we would like to say again, thanks a lot to Dr. Mazura for informative and interesting talk and then experience. Hopefully, the lecturings or the presentations today is very beneficial for us in teaching and in learning process, especially in language learning process. Thank you very much for all participants. And also, I'm sorry if there is some mistake in this in moderating the process of presentation.
And can I say something? I know there's some problems with the videos. I will share with Ibu Ifa all the videos and the PowerPoint so that you can, I recorded all. So I'm going to give it to Ibu Ifa, and she will, it's entirely up to her how to distribute to according to the students. So you will understand how the videos are conducted and everything. Okay?
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Thank you very much.
You.
And also we need the PowerPoint, yeah.
Yes. Don't worry, I will give it to her now.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. So the times I will give to the master of ceremony.
Okay, thank you for Mrs. Mazura for the material and also for Pak Dodi. It was such a nice discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last session of this agenda today. So, let's recite Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah. So, before we close, please open your camera because we have a photo shoot session for this lecture. Yeah.
Badita. Set.
Okay. Okay, action. 1, 2, 3. Smile.
Okay, masih.
Okay, the next slide.
Okay, we have 7 slides.
Yeah.
How many totally? In total, about 165 participants. Your students and your staff is superb.
Okay. Okay, everybody, please turn on your video, your camera, yeah. Okay, finish.
Okay, the photo shoot is. Then thank you for all of the participants who attend this lecture. Thank you for the enthusiasm, and I hope to see you all later on the other opportunity. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See you.
See you.
Dr. Mas.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, guys. Stay safe.
Yes, stay
Thank
safe.
you, Miss.
Stay safe. Say hi to the family.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Dr. also.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.